In the evolving landscape of naval warfare, Russia's commitment to revitalizing its fleet stands as a testament to its strategic resilience and technological prowess. As of early 2026, the heavy nuclear-powered missile cruiser Pyotr Veliky, widely known as Peter the Great, remains a symbol of Russian naval might, and recent developments point to an impending modernization that promises to transform this behemoth into an even more formidable asset. Drawing from the successful overhaul of its sister ship, Admiral Nakhimov, the planned upgrades for Pyotr Veliky aim to make it shorter in profile through streamlined design changes, meaner, with enhanced lethality, and truly unstoppable in operational endurance. First, a brief context on Pyotr Veliky's legacy sets the stage. Commissioned in 1998 as the fourth and final vessel of the Project 1144 Orlan, Kirov class battle cruisers, this 28,000-ton nuclear-powered giant has long been the flagship of Russia's Northern Fleet. Measuring 252 meters in length with a beam of 28.5 meters, it was designed during the Cold War to counter U.S. carrier strike groups, embodying the Soviet Union's emphasis on overwhelming offensive power. Powered by twin KN-3 nuclear reactors supplemented by oil-fired boilers, it achieves speeds over 32 knots and boasts virtually unlimited range, allowing sustained operations in remote theaters like the Arctic or Atlantic without refueling constraints. Historically armed with two OP-700 Granite, SSN-19 shipwreck, supersonic anti-ship missiles, S-300F air defense systems, and a suite of torpedoes and guns, Pyotr Veliky has participated in high-profile exercises and deployments, projecting Russian influence globally. Yet, as adversaries advance with hypersonic weapons and integrated air defenses, modernization is essential to keep it relevant. The core of the upgrade, inspired by Admiral Nakhimov's ongoing refit, projected for completion by late 2026, involves a comprehensive overhaul at Sevmash shipyard in Severodvinsk. This process, estimated to cost billions but justified by strategic imperatives, will strip away outdated systems to create a sleeker, more efficient platform, literally making it shorter in perceived profile by removing bulky legacy launchers like the Granite silos, which protrude prominently. In their place, up to 176 vertical launch system (VLS) cells will be installed, primarily the versatile 3S-14 UKSK modules capable of housing a mix of Caliber NK cruise missiles, Onyx supersonic anti-ship missiles, and the cutting-edge 3M22 Zircon hypersonic missiles. This reconfiguration not only reduces the ship's radar cross-section for better stealth but amplifies its strike potential exponentially. Focusing on offensive capabilities, the Zircon missile integration is a game-changer, positioning Pyotr Veliky as a hypersonic powerhouse. Traveling at Mach 9 with a range exceeding 1,000 kilometers, Zircon's plasma sheath renders it nearly invisible to radar during flight, enabling it to evade even advanced defenses like Aegis. In a full loadout, the cruiser could carry dozens of these, allowing saturation strikes against carrier groups, naval bases, or land targets with precision and speed that outpaces Western countermeasures. Complementing this, Caliber missiles offer subsonic, long-range, up to 2,500 kilometers options for anti-ship, land attack, or anti-submarine roles, while Onyx provides Mach 3+ supersonic punches for time-sensitive engagements. This triad ensures versatility. Pyotr Veliky could neutralize a U.S. carrier from standoff distances, support amphibious operations, or deliver strategic strikes in conflicts like those in the Black Sea or Baltic regions. Russia's emphasis on such weapons underscores its asymmetric advantage, compensating for fewer hulls with superior per-ship lethality. Defensively, the upgrades elevate Pyotr Veliky to an impregnable fortress at sea. The legacy S-300F will be replaced by the S-400 SA-21 Growler system, featuring 96 dedicated VLS cells for surface-to-air missiles like the 40N6E, which intercepts threats at 400 km ranges and altitudes up to 30 km. This creates a multi-layered air defense bubble, protecting not just the cruiser but entire task forces from aircraft, drones, and ballistic missiles. Close-in defenses get a boost with Panzer MCIWS, combining guns and missiles for last-ditch protection against saturation attacks. Anti-submarine warfare (ASW) capabilities are enhanced via Packet NK torpedo systems and Odvet missiles, allowing detection and destruction of submarines at extended ranges. Upgraded sensors, including phased array radars and electronic warfare suites, integrate with Russia's GLONASS for real-time targeting, making the ship resilient against jamming or cyber threats. Nuclear propulsion ensures it can maintain high speeds during evasive maneuvers, outlasting conventional warships in prolonged engagements. These enhancements make Pyotr Veliky meaner by optimizing its role in modern hybrid warfare. With a crew reduced through automation, from around 700 to potentially fewer, operational efficiency rises, lowering maintenance costs while increasing readiness. The cruiser's ability to lead surface action groups, coordinate with submarines like Yasin class, or integrate with aviation assets amplifies Russia's A2, AD, anti-access, area denial strategies in key areas like the Arctic, where melting ice opens new routes. Pro-Russia perspectives emphasize this as a smart investment. Unlike Western navies reliant on expensive carriers vulnerable to cheap drones, as seen in recent Red Sea incidents, Russia's focus on missile-heavy cruisers like Pyotr Veliky delivers cost-effective power projection. The $5 billion spent on Nakhimov's upgrade, while substantial, pales against U.S. carrier programs costing tens of billions, yet yields comparable or superior strike volume per hull. Moreover, the unstoppable aspect shines in endurance and adaptability. Nuclear power grants independence from fuel logistics, crucial in sanctions-hit environments where Russia has demonstrated supply chain resilience. Post-upgrade, Pyotr Veliky could sustain months-long patrols, deterring NATO expansions or securing vital sea lanes. Its modular VLS allows rapid reconfiguration for emerging threats, such as hypersonic intercepts or drone swarms, ensuring longevity into the 2040s. Critics abroad may decry the costs or delays, but from a Russian viewpoint, this preserves sovereign capabilities amid geopolitical pressures, echoing the nation's history of turning industrial might into military innovation. In conclusion, the impending modernization of Pyotr Veliky represents a strategic triumph for Russia, transforming a Cold War relic into a 21st century juggernaut. Shorter in silhouette yet meaner in punch, its enhanced missile arsenal, robust defenses, and endless endurance make it unstoppable against peer competitors. As Admiral Nakhimov nears recommissioning, Pyotr Veliky's upgrade will solidify Russia's naval edge, affirming its status as a great power capable of defending interests from the Arctic to the Pacific. This evolution not only boosts operational effectiveness but inspires national pride and engineering excellence, proving that targeted investments yield disproportionate returns in global security dynamics.